Since taking temofloxacin, I have experienced episodes of hypoglycemia and signs of hemolytic anemia.
But these symptoms were not documented before. You must report your case to the FDA.
Oh, thank you for reporting this serious adverse event. I'll make sure we do the best we can to avoid further complications.
What is spontaneous reporting? It is the process of reporting of all unsolicited reports of adverse events from healthcare professionals or consumers to the FDA. The main objective of the FDA post-marketing reporting requirement is to provide early prompt detection of signals about potentially serious, previously unknown safety problems with marketed drugs, especially with newly marketed drugs. Now, harm to patients from pharmaceutical use may occur due to four types of risks. We have known side effects, medication errors, product quality defects, and the remaining uncertainties. All of these can lead to preventable adverse events or injury or death. How is it done? Patients or healthcare providers report to MedWatch or the manufacturer, who will then report to the FDA. In other words, the MedWatch program is an effective national post-marketing surveillance program. It depends on voluntary reporting of adverse events, medication errors, and product quality problems by healthcare professionals and consumers to the FDA either directly or via the consumer. It was established in 1993 due to the vital importance of post-marketing surveillance.
Today, MedWatch has a network of more than 160 healthcare professionals, healthcare consumers, and healthcare media organizations. Each of these organizations works with MedWatch to promote voluntary report and disseminate safety information notifications to their members or subscribers. So the goals are: first, increase awareness of drugs. Second, clarify what should be reported. Third, make it convenient and simple to submit a report of a serious adverse event. And finally, provide timely and clinically useful safety information. In order to encourage reporting of adverse events, FDA regulations offer substantial protection against disclosure of the identities of both the reporter and patients. The FDA Adverse Event Reporting System, a client-server, Oracle-based relational database system that contains all adverse events reports. The mission of the FAERS is to reduce adverse events related to the FDA-regulated products by improving post-marketing surveillance and helping to prevent adverse outcomes related to medical errors. Manufacturers submit adverse events reports to the FDA. These reports are then submitted to the MedWatch. These reports are also assigned a permanent report number. Automated quality control is performed to review reports for timeliness, completeness, and accuracy of coding. Statistical samples are then used to check performance in providing accurate and timely reports.
Strength: inexpensive, works for all patients and drugs, generation of hypotheses and signals, good for identifying rare, serious drug-induced events with low background rate. As for limitations, passive surveillance, adverse event recognition, underreporting, duplicate reporting, report quality and reporting biases. The FDA is working on developing a serious adverse drug reaction reporting proposed rule. It focuses primarily on report quality and standardization of adverse drug reaction terminology. OTC products without new drug application are not subject to reporting. Thus, for a higher safety for the use of these products, the FDA plans to publish an OTC ADR reporting proposed rule.
So how does the FDA evaluate all these reports? Every single workday, the FDA receives nearly 1,000 spontaneous reports of adverse events either directly or through the industry. The safety evaluators then try to identify a potential signal, which is defined as a previously unrecognized or undefined serious adverse event. The essential elements of a case report include drug name, concise description of the adverse event, acute onset of the event, drug start or stop date, if applicable, relevant laboratory values at baseline and during therapy, biopsy, autopsy reports, patient demographics, and many more. After confirmation of a signal, the FDA can initiate various regulatory actions, the extent and rigor of which depend on the seriousness of the adverse event, the availability, the safety, the accessibility of alternative therapy, and the outcome of the previous regulatory interventions. And in order to notify healthcare professionals of important new safety information discovered after marketing, the FDA often requests the manufacturer to send a Dear Healthcare Professional letter to warn providers of healthcare safety issues that is done in combination with a labeling change.
Tamoxifloxacin was introduced in 1992. Shortly after it was introduced to the public, FDA received approximately 50 reports of serious adverse events, including 3 deaths. In its first 3 months of commercial marketing, many thousands of patients received the drug. Only after this much broader clinical experience did the serious side effects become apparent. Less than 4 months after its introduction into the marketplace, the drug was withdrawn.
So, as a conclusion, spontaneous reporting of adverse events provides an important cornerstone of pharmacovigilance in the US. Regulators and manufacturers of medical products worldwide are moving forward the single safety message transmission with global harmonization for data standards and data transmission, improvements in relation database systems, and development of new risk assessment methodologies, and increased access to other data resources, including computerized medical records, to improve our overall ability.